speech title is Motivation. His introduction. Over the summer, Tommy presented his first icebreaker speech, where he shared a personal story of how he managed to get a research assistant job at a medical school before he even attended his first lecture, and been possible without a real-world personal interaction. He dubbed the effect, this interaction, as the connector effect. Today, Tommy will share the struggle, the reward, and the source of motivation for doing well. Please welcome Tommy.
Mr. Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen of this fine organization and guests, what truly motivates a person? Does that motivation come from an individual's needs, wants, and passions? Or does that motivation come from leaders who inspire people around them? Role models who are willing to take chances and give opportunities to young people. I am here to say that I myself learned what the truth was, and I am here today to say that I support the latter. As my father mentioned in the beginning, I met my first leader before I even attended my first lecture in college. Dr. Schleiss, director of the Pediatric Infectious Diseases branch of the University of Minnesota Medical School. I met him through what I call the connector effect, where I mentioned that the connector effect was a real and powerful phenomena that had the potential to change one's life for the better. And boy, did it change my life for the better. After 1 year of attending classes, I gave a phone call to this man, and he offered me a job on the spot without even having to offer a resume, a cover letter, or even giving him an official transcript of any of my courses in college. I had this remarkable opportunity to get involved in a field of which that he dedicated his life to. Medical research is not something that you can learn in classes. You can only gain this through months of getting the right tools, getting some knowledge from a person in this field, but more importantly, getting the time and energy, the most important aspects, from such a leader. I had finally found a clear-cut path to a future, because I was involved in something that I was truly interested in as well, but I would not have found out if I hadn't gone above and beyond the expectations of a classroom. The problem was, I had a little roadblock, however. My grades. You see, for a lack of a better term, the first 2 years of my college career, my grades were, I'm just going to tell you what's on my mind right now, they sucked. I was not working at my fullest potential at all. I was getting so-so grades. A few average grades, maybe an A every now and then, but for the most part, not anything too impressive. College admissions officers would probably take one good look at my grades, and they'd probably say, "What the heck were you doing, son? Did you just drive a car, put it in cruise control, and then crawl into the backseat to take a nap?" Probably, that's what I thought too. But I had a great mentor to give me that motivation to work towards those future cut goals that I made for myself. You see, before, I didn't have these goals before. When I was entering college, I had no idea what I wanted to do or what I was truly interested in. I didn't have a true source of motivation, say from my dad. But thanks to a remarkable leader, I was able to figure out what I needed to do. I could see the expectations that I needed to cross over. And you know what? I did. I went above and beyond the expectations. In my last speech, I even mentioned to my dad that he would never, from this point on, he would never have to worry about my grades ever again. He would never even need to ask, because they'd be so good that it wouldn't even matter. And I stuck true to that word. I took some pretty intense courses, and I juggled a lot of responsibilities in and out of the classroom. I continued to use the connector effect to meet more professionals. I learned how to truly learn. And I worked diligently and hard every single day. Sometimes I had to sacrifice sleep, and I regret doing so. But I had to do what I had to do, and it paid off in the end. I got a 3.8 GPA this term, and none of the classes were basket weaving. But I have a rhetorical question for everyone here in this room. What does Dr. Schleiss and everyone here have in common? Well, the answer is, he's a leader. You are all leaders. I want you to recognize that. I have another question, and I have a challenge for my fellow Toastmasters. My question I want to think about is, I just shared a story right now about a nervous story, nonetheless, but still a story about how I got inspired, my true source of motivation that brought me through all doubt to something that I could look forward to in my life, something that changed my life, a real effect. I want you all to think, as leaders, who have you motivated lately? Now that I got all of you thinking about that, the second thing, my challenge that I want to ask everyone is to ask yourself, how do you inspire people? How do you inspire others? Mr. Toastmaster?